Let's try it. Today's episode of the Meet the Brave podcast is powered by Northwest Pizza and Pasta, where if you think the pizza is good, try hands down the best wings in the valley. Nobody does wings like NWP. Order now, online for takeout, delivery, pull up, because you can dine in and let them know that Meet the Brave sent you. Today's episode of the Meet the Brave podcast is powered by Uplifters. It's Uplifters with no vowels, specializes in strategy for the community around economics and just building, more importantly, and original content. Check out their new hit series, Winning Formula, executive produced by our very own Alexius Franklin. And we have the CEO, the brain behind the operation in the building today, Jonel. My brother, makes some noise for him. Follow Uplifters. Today's episode of the Meet the Brave podcast is powered by the REEF Studio downtown Oakland. Specializes in multi-tracking, audiobook, podcasting, you name it, it can be done. So where like 80% of Nothing Lasts Forever was recorded, I think. Well, something in there. I might be exaggerating. BTS, all the shit, all the dope shit that niggas is fucking with and trying to duplicate the sauce. Probably should tap in, you bitch ass nigga. But it's neither here nor there. Check out the REEF Studios on IG.
I love that energy in the ad too.
Right, you gotta. Let's take it there. Keep that. This how our ads is gonna go.
And then you gonna want me to use this ad next week?
Yeah, use this one. Follow the Reef Studios on IG and book your time now. Slots are filling up fast. OG Jaren, Brian, Lucas, salute to the whole gang. Last and never not least, today's episode of the Meet the Brave podcast is powered by Let's Bubble Productions. Everything you see visually, creatively, production-wise is done by our very own Alexius Franklin and Let's Bubble Productions. Filmmaker, writer, director, creative. I beg of you. Hey, man, I want to look like the podcast. Nigga, call Lex then, nigga, and pay him what his true value is, too, if you want the look. That's as simple as that. That being said, let's start the show. It's the Meet the Brave podcast. I'm Monty Draper.
I am LG. Lex B.U.B.
We got gang in the building. Kevin Allen, Jonel Seon. Brothers, what's going on?
Ooh.
Man, I'm good, bro.
How are y'all operating right now?
Oh, what you about to see right now?
At a high frequency.
We do the gang check in. So my dogs. How for the room? How was everybody feeling for real?
Great, man. I was talking to you about it yesterday, but I had a great week, man. It was a spiritual week for myself. So I thought that was some real enlightenment took place.
Are we talking about that on the show, or do we no? Get into a little bit.
I can get into a little bit.
Okay.
I won't go too far into it because I'm fairly new to it.
Bet.
And a lot of it is like very personal.
Facts.
So like the initial one, I was like, yeah, I got to keep that one to the chest. But a friend of mine got permission from her great grandmother for me to be able to build a Dia de los Muertos, and I was able to build like the structure of it, but you have to go through like the blessing of it all. So in order to do so, I would have to like connect with ancestors and stuff like that. So it was it was a process, and like there was a lot of like heavy shit that was like in the processing of it, in order to like even build it in the first place. Like before I could even go through the like actually be able to bless it, I had to reconnect and in a way, it was like I've turned my back on my ancestors, so I had to be open and honest with them in order to gain their blessings to then celebrate them. Wow. So like it was a good amount of connection that happened there, and like the whole process. Like I talked to you about it. I won't go into detail on that, but like, bro, like everybody has their process. You know what I mean? And like these things, they come to you in like kind of like in fragments, to tell you the truth. So like when it does, like when you do have like a lightened moment, it's it's a beautiful thing. So like I think for me personally, this was a very productive, great week for me, for a lot of the stuff that I've dealt with. So yeah. So shout out to her for that, for getting that for me, and then now I can move forward.
What when you for you, because I think my favorite part when you were telling last night, you were like, yo, permission and tapping in with the ancestors and so like cultural. I think what probably since my first time out the country, it fucked me up because it was like, oh, I don't know anything in terms of like what I've accepted as, oh, it just is, and you go, why? Somebody told us it was that way, but inside of societies or subcultures, and everybody's had to kind of conform and figure out the general way of getting by. So ancient practices that are very specific to certain cultures. You look at West Indian and all different things that and not even somehow, but because written in our law is shit from the Bible, which is fucking mind blowing when you think about it. Like, Christianity rules the world, and we just kind of come to accept it as what it is. So certain things can be dismissed as, oh, that's devil worship, and you're like, wait, what? And like, how did you get there,
bro? They took land and then pushed their religion on you, bro. That's a crazy mind fuck, bro.
Damn. And it's interesting. Now they're trying to get back to all those ancient practices.
So, okay, that's what I was going to ask. G, for you, was there studying initially, or was it just, were you just introduced to it? Like, what were the chain of events?
I've always been fascinated with that, with the day. But I wasn't so familiar in everything that goes into it. Right. You know what I mean? And I think as far as like the connection with the ancestors part and like the turning the back on them and stuff like that, it's not so much like, oh, I don't fuck with them, or I haven't, I don't fuck with them at all or anything like that. It's more so I've been trying to talk to them, but I have there's been no signs or like nothing that shows that, like anybody there's my back there's a support system there. And what ended up happening was that initially, I don't have, or your ancestors know everything about you already. So my question initially was, why do I need to be open with them if they already know? You know what I mean? So, but that was my initial question. Right. But the truth is that no, that's not the way to look at it. And it was like a lesson in life as well, was that just because they know it all doesn't mean that you shouldn't still be open and honest. Because they know it all, it's even better that it gives you open terrain to be open and honest. Right. And once you're able to do so, it lifts so much off of your mental, your shoulders. It frees you in a way. You know what I mean? So to be able to be, I mean, that's really what therapy is, to tell you the truth, is that you go in there, you're able to like be open and honest and, get different wording for what it is that you're dealing with. You get the language down.
That's what you'll get like the strategy part of it. Yeah. Like how you're able to frame shit to make it make sense, and to be able to use something that you simply would just either, it would be tongue in cheek or just be in the moment, for it to then become a tool because of the framing and the language at some point. And it just, I don't know. Damn, man. What, because is it, how long, is it a week? How long, or is it the whole month?
It's as long as you, like, you can start the process at the point that you want to. I started mine on, what was that? I want to say it was Tuesday. But the main thing is that you connect with them throughout that week or whatever, and then like the strongest day is supposed to be the 2nd, November 2nd, where like your portal is the most open. So you may get like, actual signs of whatever from them that they have, like they have you or whatever. You know what I mean? So there might stuff like this. So just be on the lookout for that. But really, it's the whole thing is just like really being able to connect with each and every one of them in whatever way you want to. You can write notes. You can have them already, and you can put them all into the portal, and that's your connection back and forth with them. Well, I ain't touched one of them in so long. You see, I didn't even know how to handle that. I was like,
what's happening? What is this?
Where is this thing
The
going?
spirits got me.
It wasn't me. It wasn't me.
What is there a clear demand that you got to be sober, and to do it? Like, can you?
No.
Oh, that's
Actually, a part of it, in the middle of the structure, you have there's a plate. I'm sorry, I don't have all the terms down yet. This is my first year, but there's a plate. You have there's salt around it for like the not breaking the plane, so it has to be a bold line all the way across. It shouldn't have any cuts or anything like that. Anything that breaks it, and then inside of there is a cup or whatever piece that you want to have in there that can hold liquor in it. So that'll have like really for the most part it's tequila, but you're gonna do wine or whatever. But the main thing is that you're lighting candles in front of each one of like the pictures, but for all your family members. But you have the last one that you light is the one that actually opens up the portal. So when that's open, then that's where you can have like food offerings, notes, drink with them, stuff like that. So that's how you have this. So it's not you don't have to be sober,
right?
And but the main thing is just being completely open to whatever, and that's first and foremost. And it frees you. It frees them as well.
Damn.
Because what I learned in mine, at least for myself, was that the one that was my blockage, that's blocked me from even in the first place being able to connect with them. I was holding that spirit. I was holding that one hostage. So I had to free that one. And it was crazy because I had a sign or whatever, and like the thing was that the candle that I had was burning crazy hot, but it wasn't like the wax wasn't doing anything. Like it was just the flame, and like it would go in and out, and it was just like a sign of like, bro, like she was fucking like just basically just cursed me out, bro. Like, bro, I've been stuck. And I was just thinking about the episode of Black Mirror where they had a consciousness,
bro,
and like you had them stuck in whatever portal that is. So like the in between, because of like things that I've built and like put it into a box and just had it sit there. So like that was like it was like, bro, I need to free her from that box and like everything that I've like built up. It's just something that's had her stuck. So that was an important thing too.
You said it was a metaphor for life too, and was that what you were referencing? The concept of just letting shit go, like the whole shooters don't have a conscience shit. On God, that shit made sense in some capacity when we were like in high school, when you see a fucking Tim Pierce or Johnny Bryant, and niggas would just pull up like across half court. But it wasn't until this nigga Steph would just shoot the ball and turn and go the other way. It's like, that nigga don't care whether that bitch will go in or not, but it's probably going in.
Hey, don't pass up Swaggy P too. I mean, Swaggy P do that too.
He damn near was the first one to do it, actually, and he missed it, but he did it. It looked cool as fuck when he did it. But
that was his walk-off moment.
But I guess I think I was either telling you this shit or telling. Oh no, Poe asked. And I was like, bro, I'm really, really, I think I'm getting closer to that space where right or wrong is just like, nigga, that's all relative, because we could get around the corner and what was right on that block over there is wrong over here. So what use is it to be that attached to the right or wrong? And then another step beyond that, when you really not taking shit personal, I feel like you got so much control, bro. Like what can stop you at that point, And the metaphor for life shit just resonated.
Yeah, I think that was a heavy part of it for me. Like that was probably my biggest awakening, was that I was holding an individual on a pedestal, yes, but a lot of things is hindsight, and like where my guilt comes in at, you know what I mean? And I think that was something that was crazy to me, because the reaction that I received was like from that side of the portal was just like, bro, like you have to let it go.
Damn.
You know what I mean? And that was like, bro, like that was something different to me, because it's like the whole time over here thinking that I'm like holding down the situation, you know, like by not forgetting or not like letting it
Right.
letting it go or whatever, I'm doing justice over here.
Yeah,
But,
this is me doing my part.
But
yeah.
in truth, like they're not at peace, bro. Like they're not
me
at
go.
peace until you are. And
Wow.
that's a part that I didn't.
That's a
You
bar.
know, I didn't catch. I wasn't catching. I was misfiring on that part.
Shout out to our amazing producer, Britt, who from however many the fuck 100 miles away can just make shit tighter all the time. So she's like, yeah,
Not gonna say what you're doing.
right, yeah, we're not gonna put your business out there for surely because you out there catting right now. But hey, but still got on her shit and got up early and made sure we had fire questions to navigate this show.
Can I screen those?
Yeah.
Let me screen
No, because she's shooting at you for surely.
Yeah, let me screen those.
But the one she starts off with, G, is perfect. Do men mourn friendships ending? Context. One of the things Insecure does really well is highlight the stain put on friendships as people evolve through life. So,
First, can I say something first?
Yeah, go for it.
Y'all niggas going to church real early.
Before you even get settled in.
Like y'all, like I'm gonna, you know, what you were saying was crazy. What you were saying, like y'all found the key to life or some shit. Because it is like, it could be wrong when you've been that block. Right?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean, you only attached to it for like some personal shit. So that was, you know what I mean?
yeah.
Like that's definitely like a big chunk of life.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Big
so
time.
just want to acknowledge that. Before
He said, hey, slow down.
yeah, slow down. Don't move it fast.
Yeah, don't just skip past.
Bro, because you sitting perfect. Turn your, put your mic on that side then. Yeah, that'd be perfect.
Yeah, but I think to that,
To be, do men mourn friendships ending?
Yes. I have. I'm a man, I think.
No, it's for the room. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
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 For sure.
I mean, it definitely depends. I think I've had it both ways, or like, yeah, I have like for sure. But that's part of like the letting go too. That's part of letting go is that you know, I think you have to go through that part of the process, especially depending on how deeply rooted the friendship might have been, and for whatever reason it you know, it's no more. You know what I mean? So I think that's two things that you like on like what level your mourn is on, because some of them is like, bro, if it ain't if it was for some ultra flex shit,
Yeah.
that's more of a blessing than need to be mourning it too much. But like if it had to do with like how deeply rooted it is, yeah, I can see that.
Right. What is it? Because I mean, or maybe it was different for y'all. Like, how aware were y'all, or how early is probably a better question. How early was the boys don't cry? Like, how early was that, and like understood?
Early.
Yeah.
Early.
Yeah.
For
Right.
me.
Right.
Like, me and you talked about after a pod, like, my dad was a sicko. Like, all the way. So, for him, it was, and he's still like this to this day. You know, you don't cry. You don't talk about your feelings. Like, you don't do none of that shit. Like, and the perfect example is when his younger brother passed away. So I called up my dad thinking, like, I'm doing the right thing. I'm like, hey, Pops, how you feeling? And his answer literally was, people die all the time. Why you even asking me this question? He dead. He gone.
Yeah, he sound like Rico and
Hey, he just...
The real Rico Alpo got murdered last night.
oh my god.
Word.
He been out and been moving around Harlem, and niggas is like, wait, he ratted. Why y'all letting him move? Like, literally, this has been a thing on the internet. Then he gets shot in a drive-by last night.
Oh my god. Damn.
That's wild.
Somebody saw the movie and was like, because if it's a 50-year-old nigga, 60-year-old nigga still doing drive-bys, that's a problem.
That's
Man.
right.
But anyway,
Yeah.
But
You go ahead.
but to that, like, how much of that is just like, how much of that jumps onto us and is how we mourn, like partners, like the amount of loss that niggas have had at the age that we are at, and to just be like, I don't know. Like I still get hella sad when people die, but like it don't just be like another day. Like my shit I be different for weeks at a time, and then I'll have these random like there's times of the year, nigga, holiday, I would see Bugs. Was gonna see him every holiday, like this whole run of Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, all the shit, because he was gonna bro, where you at? Team gonna throw something, he gonna pull up, bottle, nigga, like, it's different now, you know what I'm saying? And especially when someone brings that much life to the room, you know, and that's a different type of loss, but shit, even just like, I can't fuck with this nigga no more. That should be sad too. Yeah. Like,
that should be heartbreaking, honestly, for me. Like, there's people from back home that, like, we grew up together, like, thick as thieves, and then shit changed. Like, I wanted to change. I was like, I'm out of this shit. Yeah. And then I leave, and then they did shit to, like, my own family. And it's like, nigga, how did that work out? Like, me and you is family, and you do that to my family. And the only answer is, like, nigga, it's part of the game.
Shit, like, who is that? My man, D Smoke, talk about everybody be best friends in elementary until you turn 13, and you got to then the hood choose up,
bro.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Bro.
So,
That's real.
You
That
just
happened
talking
to me. That
real life, yeah.
nigga.
The second verse is Franklin Saint. Is that?
It's exactly. I'm gonna tell a quick story. All right, too. So, I'm in Richmond with my dad, right? I'm normally Monday through Friday with my mom in the East. She got into some shit. She ended up moving back with my dad for a minute. So now my sanctuary is kind of tapped in. They not together or no shit like that at all. He just doing my mama solid. We was going through some shit. So,
Which is
vacation.
we gotta talk about that.
Yeah,
too.
my vacation home at Pop's house is now my mom, brother, and sister. Everybody's in here fucking up my whole swag. And shit. So my best friend at the time, he from 6'9" but he moved to North Richmond. So he's standing around the corner. He pull up with my other best friend. They pull up. I got in trouble. I can't come outside or some shit. So I'm like, okay, now I got two homies kicking it, growing together. All this shit, just regular shit kids go through. It was like a movie, man. They got pull up on my bike. Cuz is in the next yard doing push-ups with the older brother smoking weed, shirtless. And I'm like, wait, what just happened?
Yeah.
When did you start smoking weed? Why is your shirt off? Why are you? Who is this nigga?
Right.
It was just like a bunch of, but it was that 13 and it just changed. It
That's
changed.
it.
We start getting into it. Just
Tension, automatic.
for nothing. For nothing. And then I remember that feeling like, oh, we're not kids no more. You not. I'm still trying to skateboard. Or you in some other shit. And I'm like, this don't really feel right. Like, then you start losing friends to murder and all. And then it's like, hey, what are we doing right now? It just started to really feel forced.
Yeah, that's that whole mentality of like the like not believing that, you know, what does 21 look like? What does, you know, beyond that look like and stuff like that. That's really what that mentality is. It's just like we don't. I mean, it's cliche at that point, but like we don't really be expecting that too much. You know what I mean? But if you are, then can you understand how different your mentality is from everybody else around you?
Man.
If you see beyond that, because that's something like where we grew up, or at least I know fucking shit where the hell I grew up at, everything is like immediate, like right in front of you. Like
I don't
everybody's parents is on drugs, bro.
I don't
My house is a sanctuary, bro. Like
I don't think
the fact that
there's
my mom has a clear head is where folks be laying their head at.
Bruh.
Yeah.
For real.
Yeah.
And
man.
but the fuck, this is crazy. That we just talking about that shit though, because my mom would do the same shit. She'd be like, me and Teen was laughing because we went and got groceries and shit, putting the shit away, and the kids just came in and just ran through them snacks hella fast, and it was like, it's not a big deal, but he like, damn, I remember my mom like being like, bruh, I just went to Costco to get through the fucking month, and your whole team came over here in one day and ate all this shit.
Can I ask you, is this the common thread between the tribe?
Yes.
All our houses were
Was
those
it- was it
houses.
spots?
Like, you know what I mean?
That might be. That might be. Yeah.
Because
Definitely.
everybody, it was the same shit. Everybody
Yeah.
around was on dope.
Yeah.
And it was like, you can come here to get a sandwich real quick. You can come here to watch cable.
Yep.
You can come here to take a shower if you needed to. You can stay here if you needed to.
Man.
Exactly.
Like, my house was like that. You know what I mean? I think that's the common thread for
Yeah.
everybody.
No, for real.
That's
It was
the-
taken care of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
They
definitely.
loved us and shit. Like, it's regular shit. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that was real. That was real because you could see the drastic difference. Like if you were to go over today's shit,
Yeah.
you know what I mean. Like you really be in the jungle now. You know, like it's
Hey,
like
hey, mom, thank you.
yeah, you know what I mean. Like you walk in they shit and like the way they parents talk to them, like they try to straighten up a little bit because company around, but they can't.
They can't.
You know what I mean? Like it ain't gonna last too long, bro. Like
You gonna be a bitch in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
we got all these like you know these good hearted feelings is gonna take place for that first beginning.
Right.
They gonna settle in, and everybody can get it.
Yep. Yep.
I seen doo-doo on my man wall when I walked into this nigga house. He had like 8-9 puppies, and it was like shit on the wall.
Yeah, man.
And I'm like, hey, this ain't safe. No, this ain't safe. Y'all can't just be breathing this shit in right now.
I know better than that.
Like we living different, and we live around the corner from each other in the
That's what
same
I'm
hood.
saying. That's what I'm saying.
Same hood. Nobody has too much more. It's just a little bit of care. Like, oh, y'all just don't give a fuck over here.
But that's the resourcefulness. Like, my mom was cracking up. She was like, "Wait, they said what?" I was like, "Nah, they used to say we was rich."
Yeah.
Like, my mom was like, "How? What? What? No,
There was just stability, bro.
It's just it was just stable. That's
Yeah.
it. That's it."
Yeah, man.
But so but even the kids who did have more, my mom like a few like when everybody started moving to Hercules and shit, she was like, "Why did like bro I shared a room with my sisters nigga till I was 15.
Yeah.
Like all three of us in one room and all my niggas would be we be in the living room.
Yep.
Like literally on top. This niggas is growing 6'3" window. Eli, them niggas is these niggas. Eli 7 foot, bro. Where the fuck are you going?
Right in this little corner.
Right, hey.
Oh yeah, get in where you fit in.
Get in where you
boy.
hey, like a motherfucker and happy as ever.
Yeah.
But it,
Really,
you,
though.
bro, that shit is wild.
Bro, we used to have it where we used to hoop and we was like, you know, because when you young and you hooping, everybody figure out like if you nice at it, they figure out how to get you on the team. You know what I mean? So we took all the cats from all over Oakland, so the west, east, north, and we're in a church league.
Fucking around.
So in order for us to actually play in this church league, we have to show that we all need the same roof, right? Bro, why the coach got us at a house over in over like damn near like Emeryville, where we'll stay there for the weekend, and it's 12 tall ass hoopers all over this house, right? And it's literally like you don't really got a blanket. You don't really got like a real spot to be at. Like, okay, if you call that couch, you better hurry up. Otherwise, you got the floor or you got the van outside. Bro, there's 6 niggas sleeping in the van in the parking lot, like in the driveway. So I'm just saying, like Caston done some shit, but it's still you still go back and it's stable. That's not for everybody though.
Right.
You know, like some cats, that's their thing.
That's their normal.
You know what I mean? That's a normal thing for them.
No, I didn't.
We was nice though.
Moral of the story.
You know what I'm
So
saying?
we kind of went on one.
Yeah.
No, we did.
That's but B be doing that shit on
I'm all
purpose.
the way 12 years old in my brain right now.
B do that shit on purpose, and she sets it up that way, and then she set this one up perfect too, because our dog is leaving us next week, man.
Who that?
Flex.
Your man
Leaving us
sincere.
where?
Your man sincere.
Where you going?
Africa.
You reconnected?
Shit. Yeah,
That's dope. Business or pleasure?
business.
And pleasure.
Yeah.
The business of pleasure.
Top or bottom?
Business
half?
of
Where you
pleasure.
going? West, east? Where you going?
Shit, we going like right there on the equator, going to Ghana.
Sheesh. You about to go tap in.
That's about to be.
You
But
about to tap in,
the context though, and be asked, but with everything you have in motion right now, with your company, is there a specific marker you be looking for that give you that feeling that damn, I really did it, like I really made it? Is this it?
Nah,
Not yet. No.
not yet.
Not yet. Okay.
And I don't know when that marker's going to hit.
Mhm.
So I was like, I be sitting there, like, only thing I'm thinking is like, the next move. What am I about to? How's like? I know I'm going there, and the thing like Kev just said, tapping in is like big for me going back home because I know I always want to go back to Africa.
Yeah.
But shit, when you young, you think that shit is
African booty scratches.
exactly.
Yep.
And then you get older, and then it seems just impossible. It's like, how am I supposed to even get there when I'm here doing all this shit that I'm doing?
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
then
that shit sound wild, boy.
yeah,
From this location,
it's like we in a horrible ass hot motel selling dimes and shit to. It's just like, man, watching Belly.
But
Listen
that's
to this nigga Nas getting off the plane. Oh my God, it's so amazing. You're like, yeah, that do seem nice, but I don't think I'm gonna be getting there anytime soon.
straight up, straight the
Man,
fuck
if they
up.
offer me a plane ticket, I say yeah. Yeah. We about to roll these dice. Yeah.
You been twice.
Yes. Yeah.
It's funny you mentioned like 13. I remember, as we all know, I grew up in a West Indian household. My mom sent me back to Trinidad for a month with my little sister. So we 2 years apart. I think that was like to keep me out of trouble because all my friends, they were good friends, but you know, the neighborhood we grew up in wasn't the greatest. But that sense of self, like thinking about going back home, like remembering that, because we grew up around the culture, but there's not too many West Indians in LA. But I remember going back and having these responsibilities, like going and getting my aunt's cigarettes. Like, you sending a 13-year-old to go get cigarettes?
Absolutely.
But they wasn't tripping. They knew I wasn't gonna go smoke them. But out here, 18, you know what teenagers are doing. But I remember going back, and every morning it was go down to the beach, get the fish, bring it back to and there's only one. I'm used to eating 3 meals a day.
Right.
This is your one meal.
And you got to go get that.
You got to go
motherfucker.
get that.
Yeah.
So it was all these little responsibilities, and they just, taking me around and showing me this is where you come from. And it's poverty all around you, but there's a sense of pride in that.
Huh.
And yeah, man, I think as far as the connection to Africa, like seeing black people like on the island and recognizing how black people ended up in the Caribbean, like this is all due to slave trade.
Yeah.
But there was still a sense of self. Like you could see that they didn't lose that connection to Africa. Where here, it's like you got to see it on a movie, on Belly to be like, oh, we come from there.
Right. Hype Williams oiling niggas up and
Yep.
shooting and fucking
Yeah.
black. Like what
Dark
the fuck
blue,
is going on?
With blue on black skin.
Yeah.
They did the what is it? Belly, is Belly 20 years old now?
Yeah.
So they did for the 20-year anniversary. Complex did the panel. So it's Hype, Nas, and T-Boz. They're doing a Q&A, and Hype is talking about testing the different shots and the lighting. And so he's like, I had to send in a demo of what it was gonna be, so I had to ask them to put hella Vaseline on and like stand around for hours. And it was like, yeah, so this isn't gonna work. We got to figure out something else. It was like, damn, that's crazy. Because it looks like it though. Like my favorite scene is that blue where shorty, she just looked like she looks like, I've never seen a black woman look like that before.
He dialed
Amazing.
across because she was so tall. You know what I mean? It was just like, oh shit, this is art.
Yeah.
This is art. For
Yeah,
real.
and it was like, yeah. So it was just sitting around, and because you got grip, you got to do this. He's like, so the timing was off. This is a little
Africa is far.
That's the
As the
ancestry
Academy
stuff,
Award
the ancestry
goes.
stuff, like the work that Ella's doing right now is deep, because I remember sitting with some Latin folks and they peeped me the game. They're like, this took 7 generations for you to get to this moment. So your ancestors 7 generations ago
Right.
were making that play for you to be right here, right now.
right.
And you connecting back to that right now.
Right.
And so when we think about us, we impacted the next 7 generations coming after us.
Right.
And so there's that continuum now that you have between the present, the past, and the future. And we all together right now making that play together.
Man,
It's
That
magic,
perspective
bro.
is crazy.
Yeah.
that shit is so wild, bro. That shit is absolutely wild. My man released a record this week, man.
You did?
My dog is here.
Hey, let me get some more of that for you.
Before we do that, yeah, you right.
Is there a shot in order?
I think you got another. You got the right idea.
You know, just because, you know.
As Dame Dollar would say, you got the right one. Hella proud of Dame. That fucking bars on Dame. That bars on I-9. That shit was crazy. Shout out to our fam.
Camera on me. Is this camera on me? Dame was gassing. Dame be gassing.
That shit was unreal, bro. That shit literally went viral. And not on some, cause it's Dame Dollar, cause it's that nigga he really went crazy. He really blacked out. But it was such a player move, cause he really
Yeah, I'm gonna take one shot.
A little bit too much. It's a big sip.
You got a
Big sipper.
yeah, one of the mugs, yeah.
I sit next to you, bro.
Nigga was like you yeah.
He doing his thing. Big sipper. Come on.
only right.
Straight up.
Straight up.
Right. Right.
You know?
Right.
Yes, sir. D.
Yes, sir. To excellence, man.
Yes.
Yes,
Salute. Let's
Like
buzz.
this, you know what I mean?
Congratulations, brother.
Big time.
Congratulations on you going to the motherland. Yeah, man. Tapping in on what you need to tap into. You gonna damn near shed a tear when you get off the plane.
For sure. The glory tier too. The slow one,
Yep.
nigga.
Yep.
Hey, can you crop that in? You can edit that in. That's the tear falling.
It's gonna be you.
Nigga, right off the plane with the camera rigged up, just like.
Cause you be like, damn, they lied to me.
That's
As far as you gonna say, they didn't lie to me. And not saying it's not places where it's fucked up, because of that's how the world works.
Yeah.
Right.
But nigga, they over there and they getting money, and they wearing Gucci and shit, and they looking like how you don't expect them to look. It's just a different language. It's a different place.
That's it.
I went over there, bruh, and we went to a barbecue, whatever they call it. I forgot what they call it, like a barbecue at somebody's house. We didn't know them. Pulled up. They was slapping Babyface, and the dude kept saying he was singing the song. It was like 2 occasions. Wow. And he's singing it with the accent. And he's like, Kenny Babyface Edmonds. This is Babyface. Only thing that was different was the accent, bro. That was like my uncle. Like, that was anybody uncle slapping Babyface in the late 80s, 90s. Like, just the accent was different. You immediately connect. And it's like, oh, bro, they was lying to me this whole time.
Wow.
That's cold, man. That's how I felt. I swear that's how I felt when we was in the Bahamas, bro.
Yes. Yes.
Like, them could have been
Bro.
our cousins, bro.
We-
Like, every
hey.
last one of them we was out there with, bro.
Niggas was out there with warrants, suspended L's, all kind of wild shit, and nothing stopped us, bro. We got to the fucking moped shit. It was a couple, like, my shit was for
Bro,
sure.
I gave them my ID, bro. They was like, yep. So get a copy.
And then it was
Get a
like
copy of that one. Just
we did the tour. I think we did the first 2 stops of the tour, and then eventually she was like, "Oh y'all, it's lit." We went all off the shit. The pass. She took us to the hood. Like that shit was crazy, bro.
Bro.
we was in the streets, bro.
When you can just walk the streets and you don't feel like an outsider, shit is different.
Damn,
it's really, really different.
That's real.
It's incredible.
That's real because that was not a tourism trip right there.
Nope.
That was like, man, we gotta get into the.
So when we taking a trip,
That's real. Hey, while we on trips,
my
huh?
passport renewed.
While we on trips,
While we on it.
Yeah, man.
While we on it. Processes. Wale did Drink Champs this week. I thought that was I'm a big ass Wale fan.
Yeah.
And so I'll be needing reminders or refreshers of why to support this nigga and defend him because he be doing nut shit sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
But when he sits down and talks and then provides context, it's like, oh, this nigga's not spun. He's
he's the heel.
the hill.
Yeah.
Just the hill.
He's
I
just
get
the
it.
heel.
Mick Jenkins dropped this week.
Mm-hmm.
For my money, is how many niggas can rap better than Mick Jenkins, honestly? Would you say, like, because you was for me, I didn't know nobody that was listening to him, and then you was like, hey, you heard of Mick Jenkins?
I gotta listen to it. Is it another concept one?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Elephant in the Room.
He's great at those concepts.
Bro, because that nigga broke down water like nobody else.
Bruh.
Yeah.
Bruh.
All right.
This shit, he like out of
I
body.
guess only Bruce Lee know about water as much as Mick Jenkins.
I'm like, this nigga made 3 albums about water.
I think Mick is one of those, like, he gets boxed in as, oh, he's deep, he's conscious, and make a kill you, shoot you, but stop playing with my nigga.
Man, I gotta go back and listen to it. I was trying to listen to it on Friday while we was getting ready.
Nah, that
and I
wouldn't.
couldn't
That's
do it.
why
I was just like, we
that's why
gotta change
didn't.
it.
I woke up Saturday and just made space for it. I wasn't gonna do that. Like I needed a moment with that shit. And I was like, wow.
I gotta tap in.
It's not, and you're gonna understand the second you hear it. It feels like an extension, like he was working in the next room, and niggas was going, "What you doing over there, Mick?" And then he come in, like, "Oh, this is a call and response." It was one of those, you know.
That's dope.
I was like, "Wow, this,"
in.
and Nate hit me, and then Deontay hit me this morning and said, "It was like, nah, bro, this."
That's dope.
I was like, okay, I'm not bugging, so I'm not tripping.
Yeah, they pushed that out of my algorithm, man. What the hell is that at? That wasn't on my browse.
Tyler dropped this year.
Yeah, what's up? Come on.
Yeah, Tyler dropped this year. Couple West Side Gun projects. We done got blessed with some shit this year, bro. Like, as a fan,
Great year so far, man.
Yeah.
I know niggas is doing that. I don't really like Don. Don't really like CLB. I like both of them records, bro. I'm sorry. I was 2 months.
Yeah, I'm over it.
2 months removed. I still listen to both of those.
I like them. I wouldn't put them in my top 5 this year, though.
No, absolutely not. Nowhere near the top.
No, they can't be top
No,
5.
nowhere near the
but
top.
But I'm over the conversation around both of them.
Yeah.
Like as far as like the because they dropped
Yeah,
against each other, but
yeah. Nowhere near top 5. But
he got here.
moments of the year. I'm just putting the year together because it's October now. We're Q4. It's been a hell of a year for art. Them Dreamville niggas showed their ass. I'm sorry. Them niggas showed out.
Grand National niggas showed their ass too.
I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Let me set the stage.
Okay, this is a setup.
Let me set the stage.
My bad.
You
I'm
gotta fall back
excited.
for the setup. You know,
You gotta understand this nigga mine. He give the alley-oop right at the rim. He don't throw it from the 3-point line.
okay. You want to make sure. Okay.
Yeah.
Them Dreamville niggas showed out. TDE. They're the GOATs. They don't have to do much. But Zay was like, hey, nah, I'm gonna burn this bitch down for y'all real quick. So there's a moment. Keem, Don Toliver.
Beat him up.
It's been some moments this year, bro. It's been some.
Bro, why is that so automatic, bro?
It's been. It's been some moments this year. It's been some moments. But parallel to all of that, the entire time niggas have just been like, it's a Grand National. Shit is crazy. The whole time. Like at the whole pandemic, niggas was doing this. Like we ain't hear from the Migos for a little bit. They had to figure it out. Like the niggas y'all love had to go away and figure it out, and it was one crew that just kept putting shit together. Consistently. I don't know.
Can I just hype, man? I'm not gonna really have too much to say. I just want to repeat what you say because these niggas are eloquent.
That's real.
This nigga eloquent. You know what I'm saying?
For real.
The niggas you love had to go figure it out.
You know what?
Just want to repeat it.
No, I think we need to add that too. Like that just needs to be a part of the show.
It's a bar.
I feel like we need to ad lib more things.
We do. That's real.
You know what I mean?
But this is so
Take a moment.
you know what I mean?
moment.
Like everybody
This
just sit
is-
with that for a second.
So you know how they say every great motherfucker carves out a position for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
It's only one nigga that can do that. He sits in the back of the room and goes, "Hey, that's it." But niggas would have
That's a
skipped.
bar.
Niggas would have skimmed over it. They would have just kept going. Twice on Sunday season 1 sounds like that because nigga, that was the process. It was niggas just in there rapping. Niggas just in there playing beats. You know how many sessions I've been to where niggas just do that and nothing gets done? Yeah. And then not only does it not get done, it's not taking a step further and curate it and like, no, nudge this way. Like it's so... So niggas are going to try to diminish it. They're going to try to devalue it. Fuck all that. Fuck like the man hour. Nigga, have you seen the pyramids?
Man.
You built the pyramids, nigga. Ain't nothing you could tell me.
No.
Wasn't
Immaculate.
Wasn't no Steve Jobs when they built that, bro. No. How the fuck did they do that?
Still don't know.
But, like,
Nobody
that's
How the
the thing.
fuck did they do
But
that?
like Kevin's saying, it took them 18 months to go figure it out.
Area 51.
GN was putting them out during the whole time. We putting out our third project.
Ain't got a clip. Brookfield Deuce got a clip. It's crazy.
Monty Draper got a clip.
Full Metal Jacket, nigga. You
real,
kidding
for
me? But what I wanted to get to though, I don't know how much everybody appreciates the Death Row shit, but Dre specifically, Ruthless Dre, Death Row Dre, Aftermath Dre, just on some music shit. Like y'all can do all the personal character. Like I'm talking about like artistic mind. There's a DLC record. There's a Chronic. There's a Michelet. There's a Snoop.
Terrible play.
There's all these things happening at one time. And he's going, hey man, if we all just focus on this one thing, and then we go on the Snoop album next. And then depending on who the people say is next from Snoop album is where we go.
Yeah.
But it's all hands on deck to this. Hey Nate, I know you love that song, but give me that.
Yeah.
It's going on this record.
Yep.
That's Berry Gordy. That's the Motown formula. Hey, Marvin, I know you the best nigga we got in the building, but are you gonna write for Smokey and the Temptations for your first 5 years? And then we'll release something on you if you still here. But it's chop, nigga. You gonna learn how to record the sessions. You gonna play the drums on some of this stuff. Like Marvin was a working musician in Motown.
Yeah.
One of the greatest songwriters ever. So it's this.
Marvin still got the best video of all time, bro.
Which one?
When I was singing while he was laying on that couch, bro. That is by far the best clip from any singer I've ever seen, bro.
And where do we start this project at, Monty?
That video.
What video? What
that
video?
video.
Where were you
Interesting.
sitting at?
Interesting.
That video was the brainchild of the entire aesthetic of the project. Because this nigga's, he's taking singing lessons. He's practicing drums. Every drummer that came in his studio, Kev courted them niggas like, hey, teach me something. or I ain't giving you the kit. or I'm not getting on.
I'm not getting up.
You gotta teach me something
Before you come sit down, give me a jewel before I get up. I'm not getting up so you can just do it. You've been doing this for 30 years. Fuck you. If you not leaving the space better than you found it, nigga, then you get the fuck out of here. Teach me something.
Oh,
Real shit.
so all of that is happening. Niggas is going to classes, sending books, sending podcasts, and it's like a think tank. This nigga come in here, hey, money, you read this? No, nigga, I'm about to right now, though. How many books you put me on? Hey, nah, check this out. Lex.
Bro, I be
hey,
going
bro,
through phases, man.
you seen this? But it's all just stirring the pot.
Yeah.
And then to have the record come out and people's immediate responses be to all the shit you were most intentional about is fucking crazy. Rollout, aesthetic, pacing, tone. Those were all intentional conversations. And it was the first thing, hey man, the rollout? Hey man, you made me rethink how, wait, what? I've had those conversations countless times in the last 3 weeks about the rollout and the aesthetic and the look and the feel, how it's making people feel.
Yeah.
And then they get the music, and it not only does it not disappoint, it exceeds everything. Like, that's the conversation. It's like, and people are speaking about you, and like that, just the things that people are saying are just it's crazy. But it was all, hey, Franklin Saint, these bars and people go, hey yo, this nigga's gassing.
For real.
It's like, damn, they can hear it.
Yeah.
And it was so much. It was like, no, we have to figure out how to separate the vocals and the music so that nothing's lost and you can experience it all. And God bless SK, bro, because he was patient, because niggas we had like something and then not like that shit.
Hey, I just said, hey, last night I'm like, fam, thank you. So I know we be on your head,
Bro.
Change it,
Yeah.
move that, nah, put it back, nah, that's not it. Take out the mids. Like, what? The mids, nigga, make it higher. Just, it be one line, though. It don't be the song.
It be one line.
Yeah.
Literally a line.
Like,
Bro, that was greatness, man.
God bless it.
That's what that sound like.
Man, to have it be, I guess the machine moves so fast. So do things get their moment? Talked about the Dreamville show, and I go, why do I know this nigga's entire set? Because he just created these moments. Like, when in the internet era, he figured out how to make you live with Friday Night Lights longer than you lived with anything else.
Yeah.
That's all you need to do. Yeah. Live with it long enough to have a connection to it. Past, like, bruh, every song this nigga did, I knew word for word, and I swear to God, I don't listen to Cole every day.
Bro, when my nigga did Be Free, you know, like how how big of a moment that was, like the timing of that moment and how long that actually stretched, because that shit the head of that monster came right back during the pandemic.
Right. Right.
And folks is over here talking about, why is my nigga not at the forefront of the goddamn march? Niggas been talking about this shit for years, bro.
Right.
Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Niggas are doing their parts.
Right.
It's like you want them to do more.
Yeah.
Like, fam, like, stop asking so much from regular people.
That's what I'm saying.
You put him on this pedestal.
Yeah, he did what he thought was right. Like, get off his
In the time that he thought it was right.
Yeah.
And if it's wrong, it's wrong. Nigga, we just said that shit at the top of this podcast.
Told you, bro. I figured out the key to life.
Yeah.
Nigga, damn.
That common denominator is you.
This,
You know?
Yeah.
this is from Britt for Kevin Monty. The project has been a new experience for the both of you. Kevin trusting someone else to executive produce it, and Monty, you stepping up to the plate and doing so. What did the experience bring out of you? What parts of you or your character did you find you needed to work on? What parts did the both of you change over the 3-year over this project? What parts what parts have you changed over this over the course of making this project? Damn,
You trying to go to therapy?
this is crazy.
That's why. Let me screen those questions because you fucking catting off. You gonna cry?
I guess.
Stepping up to. Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna ask, how do you feel as we're like 72 hours in after the project's been released?
I feel great about the music and about our efforts as a squad and a team and the reception that people have been vocal about. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times I'm the artist from this region that's like, you can see me. I'm gonna be outside.
Mm-hmm.
I don't be tucked off. But that also takes mystique away. So people just go, oh man, I thought they like expect it from you. Like people that I respect have said that to me before, and I didn't know how to take it. Like, yeah, you do dope shit, but I expect that from you, almost passively. Like, damn, like. So, with that said, I feel like okay, people are being vocal. That means something when you're an artist because you want the art to be a mirror. You want that, but now. It's been 72 hours. It's a long road ahead. You know what I'm saying? I don't want people to think that this is one of those flash in the pan situations because there was so much intent put into the music, put into the rollout, put into building a brand from scratch that people can trust and respect and say they're going to show up and be themselves. You know what I'm saying? So that's a long fucking road. Like people, they trust Coca-Cola, but it's been 100 years. They don't really know us like that.
And they had actual coke in there, so
You see what I'm saying?
so you
Got them addicted.
they microdosed you to begin with.
You feel me?
You know.
So your parents you was a dope. Your mama drunk coke. You was a baby.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You was
McDonald's ain't
probably
far
was
behind
a-
on that, nigga. They doping you too.
Definitely. You probably then there was a preemie.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. For real. I mean,
Yep. No. Let that shit ride. Let that shit. This is a podcast.
no edit
Let that
point.
shit ride.
Hey, yeah, no edit.
yeah.
Monty, when was the last time we did edit?
Y'all to that point where y'all like, man, fuck it, let that shit fly. Okay.
Bro, it's
So this gonna that
gotta
one.
be many for, you know what I'm saying? Like it's what they gonna do?
Yeah.
Yeah. I just
Niggas been doing this for bro.
I just be
Niggas
saying
been doing this shit for a
anything,
while,
so
bro.
No,
y'all
I-
let me know if we need to dial that shit back some. 'Cause I
Nah,
ain't saying
bro.
anything.
Since adding Brent to the show, the shit been many. This nigga got on here and said the most out of pocket shit.
Nah, I think what you bring up, and like it's only been 72 hours. There's still more to go. That was the conversation Monty and I were having yesterday as we were all cleaning up. You know, just kind of like, yeah, there's another part of this that we got to keep working on.
Yep.
And
We just, literally, the party just got started.
Yeah.
That's all I was like, how you feel? It's like, nigga, this. What do you mean?
Yeah.
This is the start of
yeah,
it.
I remember you asking me on Friday night, "Are you ready?" And I was like, "Yeah, that this is what we're supposed to be doing."
Yeah.
Like the celebration feels great. The work that we about to do now, turning it up.
That's how I feel.
Yeah.
I feel like y'all was working, man. Y'all niggas was working, bro. It's a strong black man's working. You know what I'm saying? Coming together.
Monty, how you feel?
I've been trying to make sense of this shit for like 3 days now, bro, and I still don't have the words. Like I don't. Like niggas is like, we were walking to the store last night, and Dill was making me explain the entire story about recording Glass House.
Shit.
He was like, he just asked it. He was like, so what made you rap like that? And I was like, funny you should ask. And I was like, yo, we were waiting on Larry June and Clyde for the whole time. That record was sitting for so long. And we had recorded so many other songs so that Deuce and I could make the record. And they just didn't fit. Mm-hmm. None of them, like, and they're tight, like they're dope songs. They just, it was so specific on sound, consistency, and story. Yeah. And it didn't matter who it came from. So that beat came from somebody else.
I tweeted, hey, anybody got some beats? Because we were kind of getting into the project. I felt like it was like 3 or 4 songs. And I'm like, who got some beats? and one or two people responded. You know, niggas be like, "I send this no."
Right.
And that dude,
Conjure.
yeah, he sent me that.
Shout out to
Just,
the
I
bro.
was like, "This kind of crazy."
Yeah. Yeah.
Then we just did it. And
Yeah.
shout out London too. When I played him the album in the summer,
Yeah.
he said Glass House that one.
It is.
It wasn't done. It was one verse on it or
Yeah.
something like that. It was like a rough drag. He just kept going, Glass House that one.
Yeah.
And don't put nobody else on this album because you got too many features already.
Yeah, man.
He
I was
called it.
like, I'm trying to get June on it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get Clyde on. I think that'd be epic if they
That
was.
would've
He was
been
like,
epic.
Don't put no. I don't give a fuck who you
Who it
talking about.
is.
Yeah.
Don't put nobody else on it. And then the last day of mixing, he goes, I got a verse that I wrote to this a long time ago. I'm like, wait, what? Let me hear the verse. And then it was like, all right, you want to this nigga gassing. Like, you talking crazy too.
Bro.
He is.
He is talking.
Nah,
so
man.
what's up with that verse? Can we get into that verse?
Yeah, because it was the way you came in, though,
Yeah.
bro. It was like, bro, it was like, you know, the Kool-Aid man when that nigga busted the wall? Bro, that's how they entered the room, bro. It's like, hey, my nigga, that I don't even know if the vibe was that way yet. So Kev, did you have to
What
double
is
back,
happening
or
right
was that
now?
verse already at the end?
I double back.
Yeah,
I had to double
because
back.
because that energy. So you was like, nigga, that on my.
nigga slide on you. Gotta
Yeah, right.
slide back.
That's how I felt with it. I was like, okay, so Kev came back with that
come
one
on.
because that
Yeah.
wasn't okay.
Fam.
Okay.
Oh,
That wasn't.
shit,
That was written that day. After
yeah.
that verse.
Yeah,
That is
I get
hilarious.
you. I get
Hold
you.
on, fam. Hold on.
hilarious. Oh shit.
Young
Nah,
nigga
man.
tried to do me real quick.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Oh
Double
shit.
back.
Yeah, like what was your mindset on that one? Because
Bruh,
bro,
so-
I'll just say it was a pleasant surprise, and I was like, damn.
Bro, y'all missed it though. Do y'all know how funny that shit is? That Monty said, I got a verse for that.
Just like that though, because you know this
Yeah,
nigga.
I know
And that's how he said
bro.
it.
I know,
Yo, he set you up.
bro, what?
He wasn't even looking at me. Nigga was in his phone, probably reading it like, yeah, I got a verse for that. And I'm like, all right, man, it's like we like damn near wrapping this shit up, but you could have told me this months ago. But whatever. You know
No,
what I mean?
it's the dot at the award show when he did the freestyle or whatever. All the other niggas went and that wasn't supposed to go.
He wasn't.
That nigga just popped up like, oh, and then that nigga just like turned that shit upside down, going at Drake and shit. Like, bro, like, come on, man. Like,
Niggas is mad.
you know what tell us that you had a verse? Because nigga Schoolboy was like, wait a minute, nigga, I don't.
This was a rollout for TD.
You know what I'm
Where
saying?
were
Man.
But yeah, go ahead, my bad.
Yeah, money.
Yeah, bro, he came through the
That is no. I'm just like that shit was hella funny. That nigga said the Kool-Aid. Not was funny. I didn't have that verse. We were going to SK's, and we still hadn't heard from Larry and them. And I woke up at 3 a.m. that day. Just I'll have them spurts where I got to just wake up and go on one. And team be like, bruh.
lay down, babe. And he's like, I gotta rock.
For real.
It's in me. Spaghetti.
That's why you my nigga.
Oh, y'all niggas wild, bro.
Y'all
Y'all niggas wild.
No, man.
Nah, bro, y'all
You know
wild,
it's gonna
bro.
be jokes in this like right over here.
I'm gonna chill.
All flying. All flying. What's going on?
Because it's gotta be, bro. It can't be that. It can't be this serious, bro. It can't. It's gotta look like this. This is what the process is. That's why they should be feeling like that.
Cats.
Pure,
Full blown.
pure cats.
Full-blown cats, bro.
Pure, bro. Pure.
Cats
I
on-
gotta be ace.
Hey,
Moving
way
way
too
too mean.
mean.
Without a trace.
Jehovah Witness, and they all testified. Nobody safe.
It's not personal though.
9 bands in a terminal.
It's like the niggas. I said, whoa. That's the verse you had, nigga. That's what the verse you had. Man. So, yeah.
But I was telling them was like the funny part is Kev goes, "Hey, that's tight, but just rap like another nigga. If you could be any other person, who would you be?" gunplay.
Take it there. And I'm
But
like,
it was so
The
it was
affection in your voice was
it was
crazy.
so immediate though. Like my brain, I didn't think about it for 2 seconds. I was like gunplay.
You know, a stepbrother's like, did we just become best friends? I was like, gunplay?
That was what?
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
That tone wise.
Yeah,
that
that's me.
pitch was crazy.
Tone. Cartoons and cereal, bruh.
Come on,
Man.
bro.
I was telling them this last night. I was like, he didn't out Kendrick blacked out on that shit. Like that's master level rapping. However, Gunplay's tone for whatever reason it makes you and hey, them niggas they was equal on that.
He was on the edge, bro. It was like that nigga wasn't about to live tomorrow,
bruh.
Oh, he was.
I felt like that was his song.
Right.
I didn't feel like Kendrick gassed him. I felt like that was the one time Kendrick got gassed. It felt you was in another world when he started rapping.
Right.
And I'm like, Gunplay, don't get the credit he deserved. He be on some other shit. I don't know nothing about this nigga personal life. Gunplay, we fuck with
You
you
a
around
fucking
here.
legend,
That's
man.
real.
In Oakland, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You a legend.
You can't put a finger on that. Like
Man,
you know.
and that shit really inspired that whole section when Money come on that song. It's like we just pulled dope references, and that was a crazy reference.
That's a great reference.
Gunplay on that beat. Yeah, that was tight.
He said it too. He's like, brother, the days of people missing the bars. He's like, he's like, I really realize you do have hella metaphors. He's like, people just be missing them because it's monotone or it's like, damn. And for the bars that people are kept, Nate, shout out Nate. He was like, bro, everybody tweeting that Ja Morant line. He said, nigga, it's the line after. Like, why don't they finish the bar? And it's like you get it when you get it. But it's just funny, like who's picking up on what, but it's because they can hear it. I'm just glad we took that time and made it that intentional because it's resonating. That shit is wild.
And it take hella trust.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It take hella trust. You know what I mean? And I don't. This is the first time that I probably have spoken about the process and the art of any project. You know what I'm saying? And part of it because you go like niggas don't care, and then now I'm in a mindset of just tell our own story.
Anyway,
You know what I mean? Anyway, for us, for how we feel about it.
Yeah.
And hopefully it resonates, but I'm not making it just so it resonates. Like, this is what we like to do. We're going to do this anyway for free. You know what I mean? So that feels like trust. He been rapping forever. For me to help him and go, hey, how about this? And he go, all right, cool, and do it. You can't tell every nigga to try something new, and he just says, yeah, all right, I'll trust you, bro. Let me try it. It's a lot of trust.
Yeah.
It's a lot of trust. And then for it to resonate on the back end. So it's like, I'm glad it worked, because if it didn't, you know what I'm saying, then I look crazy. But that's, you know what I mean? That's just trust and love for this music shit. Like, I want this nigga bars to sound like how they supposed to sound.
Right.
Because I used to do the same shit. I'm rapping like this in my regular talking voice, and then it's scaring people. You gotta have some inflection. So I'm like, that shit is just hella important to me.
Yeah, that's definitely what makes like dot number one to me personally. It's just like that nigga figured out that code.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like just switch. If you listen to that nigga's entire discography, it has to do with nigga changing that voice to whatever different,
Whatever it needs to be.
whatever
on
it
that
needs
song.
to be. It doesn't matter what it is.
Song to song.
I just went back and listened to fucking To Pimp a Butterfly and then the Untitled album.
Man.
And the amount of shit that nigga was playing around with.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
I call
How
it-
good it was.
Man, I call it
Yes,
schizophrenic
that's-
rap.
Yeah.
It's like you have different personalities for every single piece of art.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you make you, then
Yeah, right.
you gotta be a little off.
Bruh.
And then
But
followed,
then
and then
the
followed
skit.
up with
Yeah.
what's the name? With
Yeah.
fucking what's that shit? It's right after that. Or after
Damn.
you.
We Gonna Be All Right was right after that.
Yeah. All right.
All right. But yeah. I guess on that, because you talked about being able to give Monty some feedback in terms of like where he could go with it. Like for both of you, how were you able to remove the ego to be able to receive that type of feedback from one another?
I see you,
Just
John
roast-
Nail, your
just
winning
roast
formula
this
shit.
nigga, man. Ego. I'm about to roast this nigga.
But
No,
I'm
really-
roast back.
Really, that's what it was. Though, just getting roasted. Like I think that shit is so important to. I don't know about the rest of the world, but black men, like how we give it up, like. You can't be too sensitive, bro. Like I know niggas is going to therapy and work all this shadow work. Ah, it's fucking cool. But you gotta get your ass roasted, too, nigga. Cause it don't be that serious, nigga. Like let shit ride, bro. Laugh at that shit, get it out, and move the fuck on.
Right.
It's actually there. Quiet as kept. You can't actually be a part of like be taken seriously in society until you can be roasted and take that shit. And that's specific.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that's a specific intention in mind with that being said.
Yeah.
I did some that book shit you was talking about. Hella reading on ego. What the fuck is this? So you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So at 510 Media, I was taking this course with my mentor and all of this, and then the book was The Ego is the Enemy, and I'm reading it like over and over and over. And I'm like, oh, the ego isn't what I thought it was.
Mm-hmm.
Something completely different. So I got to control this motherfucker, like, you know what I'm saying? Because sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad.
Yep.
It's not one or the other.
Yeah.
So when can I use the ego and when can I not?
Yeah.
And do I know what the fuck it is?
Mm-hmm.
And now that I do have a better understanding, I can kind of control it and go, is this nigga trying to hurt me by giving me a critique?
Right.
Probably not.
Yeah.
So whatever voice that is telling me that this nigga's hating on me or some shit like that, shut up and just try it this nigga way.
Yeah.
And you might get a hit because you respect this nigga. You wouldn't be around him if you didn't respect him.
Mm-hmm.
So stop the shit. Whatever that voice is, you gotta kill that nigga because he's crazy. He's trying to ruin your friendships and your relationship. Like, you know what I mean?
For real.
Don't kill him. Just, you know, it's like, you know what I mean? When you got a gun, you got a goddamn. You can't pull it out every day.
Yeah.
But sometimes you got to pull him out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like anger in that Pixar movie.
Yeah.
Just being here ready to
Hating
blow some
on
shit
blood.
up, bro.
Yo,
Yeah.
It was hating on blood till they
that nigga
needed
got
He
a
was
tits, bro.
necessary for certain things, for real.
No, you need it all. You
Yeah,
need it all.
you need
But
it
like,
all.
if you just let him go rampant, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
without no,
Boom.
you know what I mean? He blowing some shit up.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
I mean,
There's a time and place for all of that.
for sure. You need that shit though. You need that fire at all times.
Yeah.
gotcha.
You know what I mean? Because
Can't stay
the
warm.
fire is also like you said. You was talking about as far as like the about the ego and then like the trust and like the letting some of that stuff go. Nigga, you also need that shit because as much as like you may think that somebody's hurting you, nigga, most of the world is looking to hurt you, bro. Like it's a weird medium right there.
Mm-hmm.
Like most of the world, like, cause if you think about it, folks is thinking so much about themselves as individuals.
Yeah.
Nigga, what do you think is left over?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like it's like the intentions is one thing, and then like how you actually execute is another thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think that how, you know, like you need that connection to your ego in order to be able to help you out in those situations where somebody's actually trying to play you.
Right.
Yep.
And they're doing a hell of a job at it. Like they're just full throttle with their anger.
Sure.
You know what I
Shame-
mean? They
shameless
ain't
plug.
gotta be directly at you.
But that's why it's wolves. You know what I'm saying?
That
Like,
part.
you know what I mean? No
That
pun
part.
intended, but seriously,
That part.
that's why it's so important.
Mhm.
I'll kill you, but let's do this together and make sure we get safety. Like that's the whole.
Yeah.
That's the reason why the animal is important.
That
Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
That part.
Because you can't. A lot of animals run in packs, but they're not dangerous. I
Mm-hmm.
kick a bunch of ducks in the face. Like, but if I, you know what I'm saying? Well, you know what I'm saying? What a duck is gonna do?
Hey.
But it's hell of them. So
Hey, you ain't gonna do that to no goose though, nigga.
Right.
This gonna,
Right.
this gonna pull up
For
on
real.
that.
Yo.
Oh, man.
for the
Hey,
raccoons,
they
the
gonna bring them-
raccoons.
yeah.
You see
Oh,
a
you
pack
know,
of
raccoon.
raccoons,
Hey,
nigga,
you see
to
a pack of
the
raccoons,
neck?
bro? Hey, go the other way.
Yeah,
man.
you don't want that. You don't want that static.
I just seen a pack of raccoons jump a cat.
You see what I'm saying?
bro. I was leaving Berkeley. I was leaving Berkeley to get on the freeway, and literally had to stop. There was a pack. You couldn't tell what it was, but they were back to each other. So it looks like it's a fucking anaconda going across the street. It's chasing something. It's a pack of raccoons back to back, and then they're going up a tree. So like I was like, bro, it was the wildest shit I've ever seen.
Yeah. Done with that static.
What? My nigga tried to play with a raccoon over in Riverside one time. Like, nigga jumped bad at one that popped out from a car. Nigga, all you saw was eyes from the bushes. I was like, my nigga.
Hey.
Yeah, that's your beef.
Hey, you with him? You with him?
Hey, I think it's time to go.
Bro.
That's that tap.
Oh
Honking
man.
the horn. She
B was roasting the as everybody has been the skit at the end of Childish. It's like that's the most toxic shit in the world, and so she wants to know our most toxic moments.
No. No.
Who's got stories? Who's got
We all
stories?
got stories. I don't think it's fair that these questions. She not here to balance.
That's
the
why she
room.
did it though. That's why she did
You
that
know what I'm
shit.
saying? I'm just gonna.
Her
I
the
want
element
people to
she's
say that.
in, you can tell what inspired these questions.
Motherfucker.
That's a serious accusation.
That's the one we're sticking with. Like, that's the one we came with. That's the one we sticking with. That's
Money, you go.
a hell of an accusation.
You toxic as fuck.
As fuck. Oh,
You is man.
you got the nerve to have a podcast. That's stupid. It's so stupid.
It's all good. Take it
But she had the conversation though
Oh, the girl to skit.
on the skit. Person on the line stayed on the line.
But
You didn't have to answer.
That doesn't
You don't
matter.
have to answer.
That doesn't matter in this
Man,
story.
don't
That
gotta
doesn't matter
answer.
in this story.
You don't got to answer.
That doesn't matter in this story.
It's
Skip.
always I'm not gonna match your energy until it's convenient. You know what I'm saying?
That's it.
You go, I'm not gonna stoop to your left, and then when the nigga call you like, hello. I mean, you mean what?
Mm-hmm.
What do you? Hello.
And at first they always try to, I told you can't be doing this. It's like you answer the
did,
phone.
but
You
guess
do
what?
as soon as you
But
answer the
guess
phone.
what? I don't give a fuck about what you talking about. Hello. Is it me you're looking for?
Oh, this is comedy.
Every time. So that's, it worked. And shout out to Deuce, because he actually wrote the skit.
I see. That's the part. Like,
Yeah,
that's the
hold
part.
on.
This is theater, and Deuce wrote this shit, and somebody acted it, and it's like it's all the shit from Insecure last week. Bitch, don't be playing a Sorro. And like, wait, what? Man, it's a show. What are we talking about? This is so fucking crazy.
Same.
They had whole static.
They imagine it's your autobiography right now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they've been with you for 5-6 years.
Yeah. I can understand that, I guess. But niggas be acting in movies and shit.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that this is fake. It's just not literal
Right.
or current.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you live a life
Yeah, both of those
to,
is important.
Yeah.
Literal
to
and
tell it.
literal,
You know what I'm
right,
saying?
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of shit that we've done that I wouldn't rap about now if we were still doing it. Like, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? So,
Right.
yes and no. You know what I mean? It's a memoir.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You got to go back and recollect and
Right.
make, okay, what part of my life am I telling?
Right.
You wouldn't watch Netflix if they gave you the whole shit. You know what I mean? You watch it in episodes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then you watch the next season. Like, it's just a part of my, you know what I mean?
Right.
It ain't like,
Yeah, like you ain't about to pull up and watch season 13 episode, the last episode, and be like, bro, like,
what?
my nigga, how can you? And how the hell did you get to this point? My nigga, did you watch any of those?
Nah. Just watch this one. Just watch this one.
I just got right to it.
Just watch it. But some people,
I'm telling on myself because nigga, that's how I watch Harry Potter. Nigga, I watched the last 2 movies and was like, nigga, this shit is, bro. How the hell is it? It's like, my nigga, you didn't watch nothing before.
That's how I did Star Wars. Oh, God, I'm sorry. Any Star Wars niggas, fans in the building?
Nah, I did the same shit.
I watched one
It's
nigga like
serious,
last year and was like, boo, nigga, this is trash. This is trash. Fell asleep in there like this in the 4D shit like this. Water, nigga, all kind of shit. I was in there like this. Folded. Like, how'd you fall asleep in a 4D movie? I'm like, because this shit is garbage, bro.
That's real.
Gotta start from the top.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie though, bro. They ain't trying to deal with no space wars, bro.
At this point, I bite.
You might be in.
Man, after I seen Dune, I'm like, anything is possible.
I haven't seen Dune
I haven't
yet,
seen Dune
but
yet.
the preview looked great.
It was crazy.
It's crazy.
Yeah, they did it way better than the old version. And like I said, some people, like, I could see how when they made the original one back then, like, the dude had a good idea, but he didn't have the technology to make what he tried to make.
Mm-hmm.
And so then fast forward into now they're like, oh, we got all of it.
Yeah.
So them remaking it and damn near shooting a lot of the scenes from the original, scene for scene,
That's crazy.
is dope.
That's crazy. I'm tap in.
That's how the never ending story is for me, man. I feel like that was just ahead of its time.
Bruh,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
never ending story off of shrooms, and your life has changed forever.
Y'all about to trip it out today. Take life on one.
Yes, sir.
I'm sorry. What was the question?
Nothing.
Oh,
Yeah.
I wanted to still talk, like, I don't know, bro. For people to really resonate with the imagination and all the swells and shit, like the introduction, like how are you feeling around niggas appreciating that part, like the detail, like I don't know. It's just like how painters and shit. It's like nobody care about those, like how straight your lines are in the grand scheme of it. But for people to be commenting on those parts of it, what does that feel like as an artist?
man, it feels like, you know what? The intention was worth the time. You know what I mean? And music moves so fast, you don't always have the luxury of taking your time and trying to make it right. You know what I mean? A lot of times it's like, when's the next one?
Right.
You like, man, there's no way you just dissected all those lines. There's no way you did that. But we don't live in that culture no more. So that part of it is like, where do we go from here? You know what I mean? Like, what's the next move? What's the next step? So how do you extend the art to really make it an art piece? So if you appreciate it in the now, you know what I mean? You got to, like, get that past 72 hours. You got to get that past a month.
Right.
So I hope it's worth the longevity that, you know what I mean, the amount of time and man hours we put into it. I hope that shit lasts, and that's kind of our job. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, to keep talking about it, to keep speaking about just the art piece for Oakland, for the Bay, for Richmond, for, you know what I mean, for all the spots that fuck with our music and fuck with our brand and fuck what we doing. Like, let's make this shit last, because they'll forget Kendrick dropped tomorrow. It's forgotten about. Like, you know what I'm saying? I gotta just keep that in mind to know, like, you know what I mean? So how do we make this shit last for us?
Yeah.
It's
like,
millions of people here.
Yeah,
Can I ask you guys a question? Was this the longest either one of you has worked on a project before putting it out, or is this usually around the amount of time that you guys take on a project, on a piece of art?
No, this is. No, I'm consistent now. Like 2 years. Like I've been trying to give stuff to you. Like there's some other shit that happens faster, but Concrete Violet was 2 years. East Shore was just about that. Like there's something about just taking the extra step that for what, like, it makes the difference. It's the difference in the separation of the quality. And no matter what's happening, people's first engagement with that art is like, oh, this is rich. At the very least, I've always gotten that. Like, this is rich. But this is the first time where they go, yo, this is,
What is up with people?
This
extra
is
points.
This is perfect. Like, it's not, food. It can be too salty. It could be, no, nigga, this is, all them notes is hitting. And that feels good. That feels really good. Because it was, again, every fucking detail. It's like how those drums are mic'd on Try. Nigga, that was in here fucking micing drums for 2 weeks trying to just learn how to do it. And people go, yo, the end? It's like, that's that nigga playing, right? Like, what?
Told them niggas, give up the knowledge.
Man.
You know what I'm saying?
Man.
All drumming lessons.
Man.
But nah, I think for me it's like the same.
Yeah.
Like, I was giving myself some time. Like, I've never been a nigga to just try to flood you. You know what I mean? Because I almost feel like you're already flooded.
Right. Right.
So why be an extra? Like if somebody texts on my phone hella much, and another nigga texts my phone, I'm like, God damn, my boy, what you want?
Yeah.
So I want to be like the breath of fresh air in the space of like all the shit you got to deal with, the noise. So when I speak,
Right.
it's from like, no, I did some studying on myself. I did some like research on like where music is going and where it was.
Right.
More importantly,
Right.
like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And like cultivate this shit for real. Like so, it might have took me 4 years, but you know what I'm saying.
Well, that's what I was gonna say
Kinda
too.
cut it in half.
One of the homies that's just been around you for a long time was like, yo, it sounds like he experienced a lot, so I hope it wasn't too hard or traumatic for him, because I'm grateful for whatever his experience was that would allow him to write this. Said that verbatim, and I was like,
That's crazy.
yo, so this is more than 2 years. This is,
Who said that?
I gotta remember. Yeah, but that was like one of the first conversations I had when I walked in the warehouse that night. It was like, yo,
That's mainly.
yeah.
That's mainly because being in it, you don't even. You know what I mean? Like you don't even get that hindsight sometimes because you're literally in it.
Yeah.
So that's a crazy. That was crazy to
Yeah. I mean,
have
but,
empathy like that.
Yeah.
To hear it in the
Yeah.
music, because I didn't hear it. Like I'm trying to like make sure the bar, like you know what I'm saying. It's true emotion, but it doesn't. I'm still on a. Does it sound good? Does it feel good?
right. But I think that was my favorite part of the building was, it was, does it sound good? Does it feel good? But can we say something? So it would like watch it, because when you the way we write too is like mumble and get the pattern. And so you get the pattern, but usually because it's rap vibrato, the first thing you mumble is something crazy. But to keep chiseling it down from crazy to woke up in gratitude, fantastic move. Like, it's like, fuck.
And that's why it's 2 years old. That was the beginning of the pandemic.
Yeah.
That was February 2020.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
I was in
Exactly.
Seattle, I think, and just taking like a retreat with my OG homies that run businesses and shit, and just listening to them. I just was there to be a fly on the wall, and I'm listening to them talk and how they were talking, and that was one of the homework assignments that I kind of took upon myself to go. You have to wake up and be thankful, whether that's prayer, whether that's however you get it in, whether exercise, whatever it is, be thankful. And I wasn't doing it consistently. I was like, almost taking it for granted. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And when I learned that, it was like that's how I started to write my rap.
Right.
Yeah.
And that was probably the first verse I started to kind of like fuck around with. And then you sent me the beat maybe like was it a year and a half?
A year later. Exactly a year later.
A year and a half later. So that verse had just been sitting.
Yeah.
And then that was the beat. And I was like, all right, cool. It was Franklin Saint. We was calling it therapy.
Therapy. Yeah.
And then we changed to Franklin Saint. And that was the vibe.
Yeah, not gonna lie, that's the sound though. Like that's like that when you listen to it, you feel like it's elevated, and you feel like you're talking in the air basically. And I think that you breaking it down that way, you can that's how it comes across, at least from the listener side, is that the way that the bars are being delivered is as if the cup runneth over, and this is like what's falling out of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I feel like that's how it is, as opposed to like trying to like pull and find the word or something like that, or find something to put in this. It's more so like I have so much to give.
Yeah.
But
exactly.
but I'm only gonna give this much. You know, like this
Yeah.
is the amount that's coming out right now.
For real.
You know what I'm saying?
That's how I
You know.
felt. I felt a sense of peace on this whole project. Like there's a to that point, like the cup runneth over, but I'm giving you the fact that like I feel good. Like that's, and I think whoever has touched this project feels good. Like there's work that each individual is doing. You are actually doing the work
Yeah.
that goes into this.
Yeah.
There wasn't too many bad sessions. There were some uncomfortable moments. You know what I mean? 'Cause we human, we clash and shit like that. But it wasn't too many bad sessions.
Right.
shit like that. It's kind of like
naturally that feels.
you
So, yeah.
feel me? So
Yeah.
it literally was Motown for us in our bubble, in our world. It was like, yo, pull up, play keys.
Yeah.
Pull up, put a bass on this.
Yeah.
And it sounds incredible every time. I'll pull up 10 beats, nigga might just lay bass lines on 10 beats. And you go through and pick what you want and chop it up. It's like a, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like a smorgasbord.
Yeah.
Remember those?
Yeah.
Hometown
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
You know, Dave?
Right by Hilltop.
Yeah, we really figured out like we'll watch that
Bro, is
Motown
Hometown
doc.
Buffet still around?
Is it?
Is it? No.
Is we going there?
Oh,
After
can we go there, please? I want some mashed potatoes and gravy.
Bro,
Y'all niggas not ready to go to
You
Hometown.
talking-
Where is
Yeah.
Hometown? It's not a Hometown.
There's not
no
one
more.
over by Hilltop
you
anymore?
talking about Cup Runner Over.
Nah, that one been gone.
That's bingo?
Yeah,
Okay.
that been gone.
Boy, I'm
one-
telling
the
you,
one in
I would
Pinole?
have 10 plates, nigga, for no reason.
For no
bro.
reason, bro. I'm not. You,
Bro, you know what I mean? Like,
save a little room. Save a little room.
yeah, you better not miss that one.
Hometown was. Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
man.
Bruh,
I used to get them damn fish fillets.
for real. The-
Exactly. Yeah, like what fish was that? Oh shit.
Yeah, man. I think, just my opinion, I think just being, just this collective of folks that we're around, I think everything that we do so everything that you did prior to this informed the album
Right.
and the project or the product.
Product. That's the conversation for yesterday.
Yeah, that's the conversation.
So we're in the warehouse. We're cleaning up after the event, and talking about just deals and setting up deals and longevity of the album and how to make sense of it and what and it was like, oh, this is a product. This ain't music. This is a product. We keep figuring out how to package it and have new life and have new discovery for it. And so there's marks for that. There's markers. There's check marks.
Yeah.
So hey, we did this particular campaign. This was what we found. Here's the like.
Yeah. No,
It's
crazy.
and it's about to be like we did it. Like purposely was like, yo, what we shooting?
Yeah.
Had hella videos lined up. Like, nah, bro, let the people pick what they want to see. Like, what the fuck? Like, why are we still trying to tell them what? No.
And we had that happen this morning. Somebody sent us something, and it was like, oh,
Yeah.
this is what the people wanted to see.
Yeah.
It wasn't us sitting in and saying, what is the treatment for this?
Right.
It literally came from the people.
Right.
And I don't know if you have you sat with the fact that like you as a solo artist have set the tone for what GN is supposed to be.
No, I have not. I have not said what it is. Nah, I'm for real. Like, I'm just in a hole. Like, it just doesn't feel like we've had a break.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So there hasn't been this is probably like the longest like I've sat.
For real.
Like, you know what I mean?
Nah, man.
So we've been doing everything from hanging balloons to
Yo.
mixing the album to
Yeah.
picking up the merch to, you know what I'm saying? It's like literally like hands on. So
Yeah.
I haven't said what none of that.
Yeah, man.
I think the intention is to just go, this is a proof of concept.
Yeah.
So we're just super intentional.
Yeah.
And I think being intentional is part of having fun at doing this shit, saying this is a plan. If it work, cool. If it don't work, cool.
Yeah.
Like just stop being hell bent. So
Right.
I ain't got a chance to really sit with it, but
It's incredible, man. It's selfless. I commend you on that.
Right.
man, look, man, we work hard. Man. We work hard, man. You know
No,
what I'm
it's
saying?
that's an act of selflessness to put yourself in that position.
I just wouldn't trust a nigga that ain't never did it. Like, I really just wouldn't. Like, you know what I'm saying? I really just wouldn't.
Yeah.
I really just wouldn't. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's craziness. You know, this, hey, come here. Ain't got no shoes on right now.
Oh man.
So if it don't work for me, then, you know what I mean? Like, how could I tell another nigga anything?
Yeah.
And it's not for me to do that.
Mm-hmm.
It's a trust thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a trust thing. So, you know what I mean? That's why shit is just rare.
Yeah.
This nigga don't gotta trust me. Like, he's self-sufficient. That was the whole shit in the beginning. I'm like, okay, he's doing what I was doing. Same shit. Same with Sue. Same with, you know what I mean?
Man.
A lot of niggas that's been like inspiration in that way to go like, oh, this nigga just getting it. Just getting it on his own.
Yeah.
Like, you feel me? Putting plays together and making shit happen. Like, I fuck with them kind of niggas. I
Yeah.
want to learn from them kind of niggas too.
Facts.
Right.
Facts.
Yeah,
And
put
that-
me in the room, put me in the game, but put me in the room first. Like,
Right.
yeah.
And that's what I learned too. Like, mom's was like, "You good?" I was like, "Damn, I got hella time because we all delegated roles. Like, you did this, you did that, D did this, Deuce had that. So I only had to do my part. So it was work, but it was like able to be like your most efficient self in that space.
Yeah,
and so
man.
I think that's the beauty about what's about to happen next. Because from what I've seen from Larry June, it's just him.
Mm-hmm.
What does he look like with a support system of niggas that just don't mind playing the roles but know how to do it because they're doing it as well?
Yeah, man.
Same with Raj. Like seeing Raj and the whole team yesterday in the
Jack and the
Jack-
best. Those shit was so fire.
Bruh.
Yep.
That's how it's supposed to look. Uniformly, like it's Cruz again. Like Cruz is fly. Like it ain't nothing wrong with having a team and put your niggas on in the process.
Bro,
you know?
but I think there's so much to the fact that like creating that safety for folks to be able to do that,
Yeah.
right? Like
Yeah.
that trust starts with you feel safe to be able to give that trust.
Yeah.
The world ain't, to your point, the world ain't safe. Like people ain't just gonna put out their best intentions.
Bro, they want you.
Yeah.
Whether they show you or not, they
Yeah.
want you. They will devour you, bro.
And be like, this is a part of the game.
Right.
And yeah, and then find justification behind it.
That's some toxic shit right there.
Yeah,
Right? You knew what you was getting into.
I mean, just by being born, you in the game.
Right.
And you will be finessed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So if you can finesse with good intent.
It's not personal.
Yeah.
9 bands in the
Yeah, it's
terminal.
nothing.
John Morano, my vertical. Wholesaling Memphis, play close attention. New dimension. Get the chicken 12 ways and build the system. All's forgiven. My enemies start with the best intention. My work ethic bred envy, but that's on me.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, bro. Like, stop.
Bro, that's why
No, you
It's
said it.
all-
You
it's
said
all
it.
there.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
all there.
All
That-
praises you be the
It's all there.
That's why folks are so connected to Squid Game, bro. Like
Shit ain't
man,
personal,
you,
bro.
You were like you just said, you were born into the game, bro.
Bruh.
Yeah.
As much
nigga-
as you wanted to, nigga, you could not play the game.
the old niggas
And nobody's
say,
absolved from the game.
You
That's what
forgot.
I'm
Yeah.
saying.
Yeah.
I gave you all a chance not to play, and y'all played. So
He gave them a couple outs.
you forgot. I gave you.
Bro, when
Dropped
they
y'all
left
back off where y'all
and
was
then
at.
came back,
Yeah, it's
that's when you know it's real.
It's real.
Like you knew what you was about to get yourself into. They showed you.
They said it's sicker out there than it is in
You
here.
fool me
Bro,
once,
niggas went
shame
right
on
back
me.
in that game.
Shame on you. Fool me, whatever that line is.
All my Asian folks, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to y'all.
I gotta lead with what? What you gotta lead with? What you gotta lead with? Grace to begin with, right?
Hey.
Gratitude. Gotta grace.
Yo.
Gratitude.
finesse on the back end.
Yo.
So if you made it to this part, you like, oh, these niggas is.
But like, think about it. Like, they was like, we was them wealthy people watching behind the screen, just watching it from our houses, being like, oh, we watching people really
Yeah.
get sick with each other.
Yeah. We're part of the problem.
Man,
Man,
We added to the billion streams.
how do you? So we had kind of a discussion about the Will and Jada shit last night. I don't know how to discuss it in compartments because it's like it's not just this.
Yeah.
I think so. We were having that conversation yesterday. It was me and my lady and another couple, and we were talking about that. I was like, yeah, we was having this
I was in
conversation.
Napa, man. That's the,
So, but like, I think they had an agreement and she got sloppy. She got sloppy with the agreement that they had. If we have an open arrangement, that's cool. But the way you went about it, you started like, and picked one, but he didn't recognize what the agreement was, and you didn't do your due diligence in having that conversation with them. And now, we now have to clean this up, and now it's taken damn near almost 2 years to clean this thing up because we wasn't playing on the same page at the same from the beginning. We might have been playing at the same page 20 years ago, but the game has changed, and you got comfortable. Never get too comfortable.
That's interesting, bro.
Just don't get too
That's
comfortable.
hella interesting.
You better not get too comfortable. Nigga, future is the fucking. Hey, you every time you sit back, you be like, man, Future might be Messiah, bro.
Hey.
Of the toxic.
Of the top, yeah. There's more to it. there was a comment.
But what was y'all talking about?
Compounded energy.
Yes, but before that, it's the hard part that I have. That's why the pod is be so important. Like, at least I'm asking niggas who've seen the shit, or we're having a conversation and we all watched it. Bro, to have conversations about and people have such strong opinions about shit that they haven't seen. It's like, I don't know what happened. Just tell me. And I was like, well, okay, but it's only gonna be my version of it, and so you still not gonna really know. Mm-hmm. And then if the rest of the room hasn't seen the whole interview, that whole episode, or any of the episodes, so they don't have any context for none of the shit, you really don't have, like, what are we, like,
some people can't, actually not even some, most people jumped in on entanglement.
Yeah.
It wasn't.
So that's where y'all, if that's your starting point, then of course that's gonna be your, you know what I mean?
But I think that's on Will and Jada to really, like, since y'all putting it out there for us to consume it.
That's fine. That's fine. Like, they have to own, I'm not absolving them, and they gotta own all the shit. I'm just saying, for people to be so passionate about,
Hey,
Will got all the
He do. He got. It's at the very least. If you don't gotta own it, nigga, it's at least a headache.
Will has separated himself from the equation.
Nigga, it's still a headache though,
bro.
Bro.
It's that cleanup that he has to be on right now. That's
he had to come on the show.
like
he had to come on the show and really and be a part of that.
I'm like, bro, like,
and that's taking accountability on a whole nother level, because really we could have just did it messy,
right?
And let the tabloids run it up,
right?
And now we gonna start again taking. Hey, it's my story. I'm gonna tell y'all what.
Yeah.
They still live together. They still whatever they got going on.
That's and it's that, like, so.
Well, they have an understanding. It's just that the outside individual, outside eyes don't understand.
That's all.
That understanding, you know what I mean? Like, they've elevated their, like, as far as like the relationship that they have. They've elevated it to such a level that is you won't be able to understand unless you was in that shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I think I truly believe with them too. They probably don't even fuck on each other no more. Like, they literally are they're a union.
This is getting nuts today.
They are a union.
I really
like,
do. I
literally, like, they can do whatever they want as individuals, but they are a union. So, like, you're still there as a support system. So that's really what it is.
Yeah.
It's like, bro, I got to deal with some shit that y'all don't understand, and I got to keep I can't really explain to y'all the true nature of everything, because y'all don't get it, because y'all so stuck in this traditional way of thinking,
right?
Where like motherfuckers have to be tied to each other specifically.
I mean, there's ways to do it.
There is no way to, like, you know, there's no way for things to be, you know, there's no nuance to it. You know what I mean? Like, people don't understand nuance.
Yeah, they weren't able to make a lemonade in a 444. They tried Red Table to be that. Like, not everybody could do it the way that Hove and B did it in terms of being honest and vulnerable.
But it's not.
It is like they made a decision. Maybe they didn't realize how big it would grow and that their relationship would be for public consumption. But that's what you ended up in, and I think that's the thing that they're trying to really walk back now, is like, oh, this is on public display now. This is our lives. Everybody that's connected to this is affected by this. How are we gonna fix this situation? And the only way we can do that now is to be as transparent as possible. But when you do that, people are still going to take the sound bites and not really listen to the whole thing. Like, hey, we're trying to give you all how we got to this point, but y'all are just stuck on, well, Will did this, Jada did this.
And that's all. That's so. I agree with what everyone is saying. Being concerned with niggas saying what they would do if they were this. If I was Will, if I was Jada, shut up.
Mm-hmm.
You
No,
you wouldn't do all of that. Like shut all of that shit. You don't know what you would have done. That's not even just from the women. That's the niggas. Yeah, if I was him. Bro, what? Come on, stop.
I mean,
wouldn't have made summertime fake ass
Nigga.
niggas.
Man,
What was you gonna do?
right.
Yo.
You
Bro.
said no to the song.
So that's
also, nigga, quiet as kept, nigga, that was the 100th decision they made in whatever day they was in.
right.
Yep.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
nigga, like you don't get to nigga, your third decision in a day.
Right.
So how you gonna be dealing with some shit
Yeah.
on sleepy time
Right.
Yeah.
for a public consumption?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
nigga, it is what it is. But also at this point, they running it up.
Oh, they
Yes.
are definitely.
Like there's
Absolutely.
not like in today's age, like there's nothing like attention, and you get it by any means.
You're
So
getting
now
Gwyneth
that
Paltrow to sit down on this shit,
bro,
man.
now that it's its own, it's grown into its own thing. Oh, best believe Red Table Talk gonna have all type of topics that got to deal with some shit that'll have you in your feelings about something.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And
Does that mean this is where we're going? Is this the direction we're heading? Because I imagine this is a strategy, right? Like
They're
you
in
said,
it.
they're in it,
Yeah,
and they know that
everyone's in it. Everyone's a part of it.
yeah, and they know to recognize the cultural influence they have. Is that where we're going? Is like people are going to just start opening up about everything now?
In their own way. So like
Okay.
the you gotta also remember, like when folks are putting something on camera, they're able to also do their own narrative. So
Right.
like you can put it out there whatever way you want to. You know what I'm saying? Like unless it's gonna be full blown live. But I just look at it more so like reality TV has changed. So it used to be real world road rules, that type of deal where like they literally set you up in a house and this is what it is.
Yeah.
Now folks is doing that in their day to day themselves. Like they set up a camera and they're giving you their variation of real world.
Yeah.
Like it's not scripted, but
It may as well be.
it has a way about itself. Like it is going within a certain line, and all they're doing is looking at, okay, so that's a interaction there. Okay, that's engagement there. Okay, so that means we need to run that up, and we need to get rid of that one. You know what I mean? Like that's kind of how people are mapping out their attention for their specific lives. So you know, they just happen to be at the fucking top of the pyramid. So
Right. What is? Damn. So it's like, is that the season 2 of Squid Games? It's like you don't have to go to a facility now. You can do that shit from home because they can like hack your phone and figure out how to have you play remote.
Season 2, man.
That might be fucking nuts.
I'm getting on that plane. Ain't no season 2.
No, for real. This shit is over.
Once I hit 7 on one roll and I won it all,
Yeah, bro.
going home.
I'm going home, man.
Ain't no double back.
There ain't no double back. Like, hey.
Double back. Because now you're not doing it for the bread.
No.
You acted the whole show, you're doing it for the bread.
Now you got a conscience
That
all of a
says
Mama
sudden.
dead, your kid gone.
Bro, that says more about you than it does about the game itself.
Truth be told though, like I get people with those angles though, but if you look at his character from the very beginning, the level of fuck up that he was as a person, what else do you expect from him?
That's true. That is.
You know what I mean? Like he was that from the beginning.
That is very true.
Totally.
That nigga just so happened to get all the way through. You know what I mean?
No, but that's
that's
it.
the-
Like the thing
that's
is,
the
he
beast.
hasn't done the self work to realize.
That's
like,
what it is. Like
yo,
all that
you-
shit was left.
Yeah.
You know, like
Hey.
he had the old man looking out for him the entire fucking time. So everything wasn't on his own merit.
Yeah, he was gonna fuck that off.
Get your spirit right before the money come.
It's like
It ain't gonna matter.
percentage, like 90% of people who win the lottery, some stupid shit like that.
Mm.
always
They go
fuck
broke.
up.
Yeah,
Some
yeah,
crazy shit like
Yeah.
that. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. They start gambling with.
Nah,
Yeah.
At this point, bro, like
dude don't fuck it up.
beat it up. All right, I'm gonna say it.
Okay.
It's time, man. I give in.
Uh-oh.
I gotta shoot M. Night Shyamalan some bail, bro.
Oh, shit.
What did you just watch?
I knew it.
I watched The Village, man.
Okay. All right.
And I see what after watching first things first, I watched Old, and then I watched The Village, and now I'm like, I might have been wrong this entire time. I know, Monty, you've been on this.
Okay.
I know.
Right.
Monty been sitting in. Monty been
Right,
sitting
bro.
he been sitting in the background on this and just allowing me to just like lose my mind over this every fucking time that he takes us on his journey. But truth be told, this nigga does an amazing job at telling a fucking story. That's it.
That's it.
I don't know how to finish it. You make a decision on how you want to finish it. But the story itself, like if you think about the creative process of how the idea came about in the first place, that's enough for me. And the more and more we get into films and shows and shit like that, the majority of folks don't know how to do that shit.
Right.
They need a team of people to do the shit that comes out of that nigga head. Yeah. So, hey, I'm here to give nothing but the flowers to my man M. Night.
Get him.
I know.
I actually
go back and
agree
watch
with
The
you
Village.
But the thing you gotta think about is when he did Sixth Sense,
Yeah.
he had 26 endings for that movie.
Yeah.
What?
So he had 26 different endings for that movie because he didn't know how to end it.
You're right.
So imagine you become the motherfucker after you
but
did
like-
Sixth Sense, and then Hollywood's like, "What you got for me?" So now he's on time schedules of you need to hurry up and drop the next movie. It took him how many years to come up with those 26 different endings? Now he got to come up with another movie and make sure it has an ending.
in an hour and a half. I get it. I get it. I get it. I fuck with him popping up in a film somewhere. I fuck with the whole. Hey, I'm here to give so many flowers to M. Night. It's fucking crazy right there.
Not only that, for anybody who says that's all he writes, he did write She's All That. And it's like, you wrote a teen movie?
No, he's got that's the part that I get offended at. Like where niggas only getting credit for their range and the things that they are able to do just to get in the door.
Wait. She's All That?
Yeah.
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 What is that?
That's with Heath Ledger, right?
Nah.
No, that's with what's her name?
That's not almost
Freddie Prinze
Freddie
Jr.
Prinze, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
Freddie
yeah,
Prinze.
yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
There was a bunch of them type of movies.
They just
back
did a
then.
spinoff on Netflix. He's All That.
Yeah.
Yeah. Boo. But yeah, it's a teen film.
The
But
craziest thing is, so he wrote it, but he signed the paperwork saying that he's never supposed to come out and say that he wrote it. But he got so angry at the internet when they started the GoFundMe for $20 million to pay him to stop making movies.
Oh,
And then he was like, "You guys think you don't like any of my movies? I wrote She's All That."
Yeah.
And then 2 weeks later, the film company was like, "Yeah, you about to get sued, bro."
Ego.
I would have for sure took that 20 mil. Like, nigga.
Never make a movie again?
Huh?
To never make a movie again?
No, nigga, I'm still gonna make movies.
Under a different
I'm
name.
just taking the 20 mil, but nigga, like.
All right, y'all got me.
yeah. Shit, that's why I go into my next big ass film that I'm gonna do that y'all gonna be pissed off about.
And it's gonna be about people paying $20 million
Exactly,
to make a
yeah.
movie.
I got trapped into the loop. You know how you pull up on the grandparents or moms and fucking a Tyler Perry movie was on. I sat there and watched the whole thing. Yeah. I made it out. But it was
Burley.
barely. I was like, bro, this
Legal in line.
exists. I was like, this is many.
I couldn't. I tried with my kids and I couldn't. I really tried. And I was like, no, this is a black man. You know what I'm saying? He's standing up. He done built this shit on the Confederate.
Yeah.
Niggas are filming, he's doing his thing. And I tried, but it was like 2 months ago. This what y'all been doing this whole time?
No, because it's like I don't think I ain't seen anything since the plays. So now to be all the way at the show at like shows and like big feature films where this nigga really in his bag, like I'm like, oh, this is nuts, nigga. This nigga built the whole world, nigga.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My man took the he took the shit that Kerry Washington is in and just made his version of it. That White House shit.
Oh yeah. What's
That nigga is the Master P of movies. That nigga,
how was he doing this? How was he just writing these scripts? This is mania.
there's a pocket.
Nah, he's a machine.
There's a market for it. He
Yo.
figures out the market and he speaks to him well.
He is a machine.
Yeah, he's a machine to get it done.
Yeah.
He gets it done. Niggas still go to Walmart, no matter what we think.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Might be a Target nigga. I know you a Target nigga.
For sure. You would like take
You
one.
gonna bypass yourself? Yeah, nigga go around the room.
Kevin shop on Amazon. That's what he.
Yeah, like, dude, all right.
Just drop it off to me, baby.
Oh man.
Yeah, it's a market for that shit.
Nah, that's real.
One scene just went on and on and on and on. So when was he in the cut?
Never.
Is this like the behind the scenes? What am I watching?
It's the director's cut.
Never.
Oh, so you want? Oh, this is the full vision. Okay. All right. Give him man so much grace. Like,
I'm trying. I'm like, you doing a lot of cussing and shit. My kids everybody watching this. I'm like, I gotta turn this off. Man. I can't do this.
Last thing before we go. Hove inducted to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame last night.
Wait, he ain't in there already?
That was last night.
Oh shit.
Yeah, him and
they said he was a while back, right?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
the actual ceremony.
okay.
And then somebody grabbed a clip and put it up and him acknowledging Dame. We talked about mourning relationships and shit. And it's like when you built something of that magnitude and like culture, it's like Rockefeller Records.
Yeah.
And what it means to the world, like how many millionaires it's made and all the shit.
Yeah.
But at the foundation, one of the niggas you built it with, y'all not seeing eye to eye. So the milestones, like,
Yeah.
I don't know, it was like people were saluting it and like, yo, I'm glad he mentioned it. It looked like it was painful to say.
Yeah.
Like, yo, no matter, hey, we don't be seeing eye to eye, but my nigga, I would never undermine what you mean to history in building this.
Man.
Real quick, but
I don't put an ending to that friendship, that business relationship. I think right now it doesn't work. I believe at some point that Rockefeller biopic gets made and they both at the helm of it with Biggs. It has to happen. That's the only way it's gonna happen, and we gonna see it at some point. Maybe not in this next decade. Shit, we might be all sitting in wheelchairs at some point. Hopefully not, but like, it's gonna happen. I think everything has a season, and right now the season is over. But it don't mean that the next season is gonna have them both playing a part together.
Right.
I think that about Hov. Like, I remember that conversation he had with Joe Budden.
That was the dumbest of plays.
And he said, "You did this, we'll pump it up." Remix. He said, "So what?" So?
Yeah.
Like, it's not personal. I think right now there's a lot of feelings attached to it, but these dudes recognize what they created. They recognize that.
Do they?
Yeah. That's what I was gonna be my next.
That's not the only reason why like I have any pushback on that is just like I know Dame's personality.
Yeah, no,
I know Ho's personality, bro. Like it's oil and water, bro. Like it doesn't really the approaches are so separate that I don't even know if they even see the past the same way.
Damn.
Which is where it's gonna be very difficult for them to come together. Like we have a way different perspective of how all that shit look as opposed to them two.
They might not even see the past the same way.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's a bar.
That's the thing. You don't. They had the same goal. Like we all can agree to that, right? They have the paths are different.
Yeah.
But it don't mean that those paths can't converge again, right? Like the paths converge in their 20s. They pivoted at that fork, and that's cool.
I think that's a hell of a pivot though.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
who you are in your teens, who you are in your 20s, who you are in your 30s. You can go in so many different ways on that one. I think theirs is literally it's so separate on the spectrum.
Right. But we recognize the world that we playing in. Okay. And I say at a certain point the collateral damage gets so great that you potentially have to come back to that.
So that's my thing.
That's where the wheelchair comes in at.
Yeah. Like this it's a long journey that we about to go on with them.
Maybe it's like right when you get Alzheimer's, like the shit that you like you just what runs back in your mind is this specific point in time, and then that's maybe where they're like
Bad Boy does.
Oh, I fuck with you, and they lose themselves.
Bad Boy does a reunion tour. Scream tour is happening right now. Motown niggas did it forever. Like a Rockefeller reunion, something like obviously none of them niggas aspire to be rapping when they're 80 or not. Like they don't aspire to do none of that shit. But it would be dope if it was like, yo, on some U2 shit, the niggas do one show a year and they all get $1 million and they go away. Yeah. You know, but you get the one time a year, you know, you can go see them anywhere. But that like to leave the Fugees just nigga, it's been how like whatever happened, whatever transpired was bad enough to make them go fuck all that money for that many years. You're like, damn, like it doesn't change. Yeah. Like I was writing for Umber and I was using a Biggie reference. More money, more problems. But he was 25 when he said that. Would he feel like that at 40? Like, like would he have a better not even a better, but would he have a different relationship with money and the people around him, you know, and his business? Like,
yeah.
Think about Think about what that does to the psyche of like the public though, because for him to pass at 25 with that being his perspective at that point,
right?
People have been stuck in that time their entire lives,
right?
And they're sitting at 50 now, and they're thinking from the perspective of a 25-year-old.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think that's the thing. Like, we look at Rockefeller as this cultural institution, and because of the music, I think the music is what brought them together. But they had greater visions for themselves.
Facts.
Rockefeller was about economic empowerment. Yeah, and they all got that.
And they so with them achieving that,
yeah.
It's like, can't we just come together to celebrate that with the stake that the value that added to culture as a whole, like that alone, that Rockefeller family tree is insane.
But I think they have to see the economic value in one another in terms of how that plays out for the benefit of all of us and for themselves. Like at this point, they have to see it for themselves. How my partnership with you.
Cole at Oracle the other night was different. Like Dreamville is an institution all its own now, but that's an extension of that's part of the Rockefeller family tree.
Yeah, for sure.
That's nuts. Just that one. Sean, I didn't even realize it, but Big Sean, this project that just came out, that's not on Good Music.
Independent.
Nope. It's indie.
Independent. Yep.
So whatever spawns from his family tree is of Good Music of Rockefeller. Like it's what? And that's just nigga. That's just a pin drop.
And maybe that is it. Maybe they serve their purpose, right? Like
that's where I'm at with it.
Yeah, right. Like we can be at peace with that.
So for Grand National, thank you. What if that's it? You're just supposed to just keep planting these seeds, but everybody know. I remember where this started from. You know, like you ain't gonna ever have to say it. You ain't gonna ever have to flex. You ain't gonna nothing. But the people on their own are able to go, you from? Yeah, you over there, but I know where I seen you at first. You know what I'm saying? Like,
That's it.
Yeah.
That's really it, though.
Yeah.
You might not get a chance to see the flowers bloom from the seeds. You might not.
Right.
Chances are you won't.
Right.
If you make a big enough impact to even do so.
Right.
Because a lot of niggas be catting off and not even thinking about anyone else other than themselves.
Right.
So the fact that we're attempting to plant seeds in the first place, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like that's the goal.
Right.
And that shit might not blossom. Hopefully we got kids and shit moving forward. Maybe. But they still their own people. They got to do their own journey and all shit. So the attempt. Hopefully we get credit for the attempt.
Right.
Big.
You got something, bud, before we go?
No, I think you guys done said it all.
Footwork? The footwork is right? Yeah.
Something before we get out here?
Nah, I think we said a lot, man.
We did.
But yeah, definitely appreciate this circle, man. This is, this was a rich conversation, man. So definitely appreciate that.
Absolutely.
And hey, man, shout out to you again, man.
Yeah.
You feel me?
That was an excellent. That's an
Yo.
excellent piece of art. Like I really have to say that. Like being a fan of yours for a very long time. Like in this, I was like, because Monty would play songs. I was like, damn, when's this shit coming out? And then when it dropped, I was on the way to work, blowing out my stock speakers, just like listening to it. Just yeah.
And I told you, G, about that fucking Unwind record.
Yeah, immediately.
You know what I mean?
It's like, what's that? What's
You know
that?
what that wouldn't touch me, man. That was right here.
Crazy. Soundtrack producing that is crazy shit because he makes so much high energy boom bap like shit. But he sent that one, and that's the one that was like a weird one to pick from him. It's crazy.
Track, man.
But that's probably the oldest. That was
That is-
technically the first song I
Yeah.
recorded.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's probably 2 years older.
Yeah, had that like beginning of the pandemic then, man. Yeah.
Okay.
Sheesh.
That was one of the ones that was holding.
Yep.
Yeah,
Deuce, the A&R
that's a good
Deuce.
start point then. I see where you was going with that one, man.
And then do you?
I'm glad you didn't stay on that. That wasn't your mind all the way through. You know, that'd have been a lot to unpack, my man. It wasn't a project. if that's how you would start, I don't know how that was about to supposed to end.
Yeah, I'm glad too. Fast. Get out of there.
Quick pivot.
Get out of there.
And then the Monty,
Yo.
like I said, seeing your journey. Like
Man. Lex Bug.
being in the basement, you making beats at the nest.
Man, when I first started making beats, Lex be sitting in that motherfucker, them trash ass beats. That's hell. First got the MK1, the first machine.
Watching YouTube videos on film while you're making.
Man, nah, bro. Thank you, bro. Thank everybody. Actually, our YouTube viewership, everybody on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Castbox, Simplecast. Thank y'all for rocking with us, man. Nothing Lasts Forever is out now. Fuck it. Buy it, please. Run the streams up. Do what you do. You can buy it directly from us. GrandNational.com. Nothing Lasts Forever. The number 4
Do all three.
ever.com. Yeah, do all that for real. Hey, Lex, real one. Some real ones that did all 3 for surely. And we appreciate y'all. Like,
Man, that's love.
nah, there's a few people that did all 3. Yeah.
Yeah, and then thank y'all that reached out to me about the streams of consciousness, man. That connected with y'all. So definitely appreciate y'all, and y'all not in this alone, man. So shout out to y'all too. So I definitely want to give y'all a moment as well. So appreciate y'all, connecting with me on that.
Keys Bueno, producer extraordinaire. A lot of your sound bed is him. He texts me immediately. I text him to ask him if it was cool. He's like, bro, come on. I listen. He never misses the show, by the way.
That's love.
And so I text him. He's like, bro, do your thing. He texts me immediately Monday morning. That following Monday, I was like, bro, that shit was insane. So
that's love.
Yeah, thank y'all for rocking with us. The numbers are going through the roof. Brittany, Special, the whole crew, Lex, thank everybody. With that being said, it's been another episode of Meet the Brave. We'll see y'all next week.
Love.
Yes.
If you like that clip, you can watch more up here, or you can subscribe right down there, or Turn your notifications on so you never miss anything to do with Meet the Brave podcast.